Hello everybody, it is I, Cool, back again, and today I'm going to be reviewing Radiator Springs Ramone. Now, I know I uploaded today already, but, that was when I went to the store earlier today. But, then I received this guy in the mail, and I just knew I had to cover him as soon as I got him. I don't have a lot of chases in my collection. Technically, my first chase I didn't get until 2024 with Ghostlight Mater. I had Miles Axelrod with Open Hood and Lee Race a year prior, but those guys got re-released. Chases were defined for the longest time by the fact that they were once a year exclusive diecasts. I also got Celine de Fer, so a lot of my chases are from Cars 2. I actually don't have any chases from the first movie. Yeah, because technically Ghostlight Mater is, from Mater and the Ghostlight, not Cars 1, so I don't have any chases from Cars 1, and of course Cars 3 didn't get any because chases had been phased out by then. So it's really cool getting an inbox chase from Cars 2, which these chases are probably the most rare of all the chases due to one simple thing. 2012 had the worst distribution according to everyone on the internet. People were saying they could not find a lot of the Cars 2 mainline items. They were in the most obscure places. So a lot of chases, cars with this big green circle are gonna be pretty pricey. Cars like Sir Harley Gas Up or Prince William, those guys are up in the 50s now. One that teetered on that rarity was Radiator Springs Ramone. I think he was in some of the earlier cases, so he was, a much more common item. Of course, Ramone is a pretty common diecast overall, but this is a very interesting paint job variant for him. And one you might recognize, as I actually do have a couple versions of this guy already. But, I always wanted to have more than one variant of a Ramone paint job. Because, I only had the hydraulic one. I never had just the regular low-down version. So it's really cool to finally have this one finally. Here's a look at the card art. It looks a little faded. I bought this on eBay, so it could be that the card simply just kind of got sun-faded over time. It doesn't look as vibrant as the die-cast or this. Yeah, the red parts are just completely just saturated. Chase logo yet again. Cars 2 logo. This is my only Cars 2 mainline item, actually. Previously, my only 2011 to 12 item card-wise was this. Obviously, I have a lot of Cars 2 diecast, but I don't have any from this era specifically. Carlo Veloso. So yeah, I think the card is shorter. Let me do a side-by-side. It seems that, yeah, this looks like, I don't know if it's the short card, but it is shorter than the mainline card back, which is pretty interesting. It's gonna hurt a little to open this. I'm generally not the kind of person who likes opening items if they're old, but obviously I bought this item with the intent to have it out and about in my collection. Plus, I usually do a pretty good job keeping my cars in the box pretty well. Collect them all. So back in the day, you could get Lewis Hamilton, number 24, Carlo Maserati, number 25, Lightning McQueen with racing wheels, number 3. Funny thing, Hudson Hornet Piston Cup McQueen is actually number 26. So it's really funny that they didn't include him on the card back instead of just including regular Lightning McQueen with racing wheels. Also, because if you look at all these, almost all of them are in numerical order except for Miguel Camino, Eldorado, and of course Radiator Springs Ramone. I could theoretically check this off with a marker or something, but I'm not going to. I actually only have 3 of these guys. I don't have regular Miguel Camino, and I don't even have Lewis Hamilton in any form. Chase vehicle comprises less than 1% of vehicles in this assortment, so contains one vehicle. Pretty obvious, but alright. 2011, manufactured, made in China. You can see the Eldorado, Chevrolet, Maserati. Of course, Ramone is a Chevy Impala. All right, let's get this guy open. Okay, I decided to try opening it from the bottom because I usually open these cards from the top, but opening it from the bottom, I actually got a much cleaner cut than this. Plus, it didn't damage the art, so that's nice. I just need to fix that part, but should be easy. There's the name tag, number 29, of course. And here's Ramone. Interestingly, he uses a two-piece system rather than the sort of one-piece thing that Carla did, which I'm really happy about. Hold on. Is he stuck in there? Oh, yeah, this. All right. Let me take a look at him. All right, I'm looking at him in person. All right, I'm going to stop being greedy now and put him on the table. All right, Ramone is looking absolutely just lovely. All right. This Ramone is easily one of the best Ramones Mattel has ever made. And one of the best paint jobs he has in the movie. Great work, Pixar, for doing this. This is genuinely my favorite Ramone paint job. It's just so cool and so slick. He has his iconic grill. Let me see if he has... Okay, so this is the updated Ramone. Some Ramones at this time were just the regular Ramone mold, but some weren't. All right, let's pull out his hydraulic counterpart for comparison. Obviously, mine came loose, so it was a bit more beaten up, but interesting how they're both looking from the same side. I thought they were looking at different ways originally, but no, they're actually the same side. Really like his expression. It's so suave. This guy specifically appears at the ending of Cars 2, around the, the point after Mater gets knighted. So this chronologically takes place after Union Jack Ramone. Over here we have the Willys Butte. Over here is the Radiator Springs Mountain. Funny thing, there is another Ramone similar to this guy that was out last year. His name was just Ramone, but he's the one from Cars on the Road. And I opted not to get him. Why? Because I wanted this guy instead. I want to save my money for the cooler Ramone. That guy is very similar color palette-wise to this Ramone. So, yeah, I wanted to just get this one. I didn't see the need in having two very similar Ramone paint jobs, except one is cool and the other is... Alright, whatever. He has a nice silver lining. It's actually a bit more silver. A bit more detailed than the hydraulic variant. He has this little pattern over here. Let's see here. Does he have the... Because I know some Ramones... Okay, so no, he doesn't. Alright, so you can see on the hydraulic one, he has the little sign on the inside. This one has a more, like, Thailand-style window, where it's, like, more opaque. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit annoying that they're inconsistent, but it's a very interesting piece of note. It's funny, too, because they came out the same year. It's really funny, honestly, that they made a variant of a Chase. And it was a multi-pack exclusive, never to be re-released again, fortunately. There's the sides. Really do like the wheels. It just looks so right. Maybe if this one had white walls like Stanley Day Ramone in the short, on the diecast he doesn't have it for some reason, but man, he looks really good. And again, the wheels look better than the hydraulic one. Actually, wait, do all hydraulic Ramones? Okay, because like here you can see where the little toy axle thing is. You can see the axle is, but due to how these Ramones are constructed, they just cover that up, so I'm kind of curious now. But yeah, he looks just absolutely phenomenal. His finish is a little off, but makes sense. Since he's been in box for a long time. So yeah, I'm finally able to say I have two versions of Ramone paint job. The regular and the hydraulic. That's been a dream of mine, because genuinely it is so weird only having one Ramone per. Since, him being hydraulic is an iconic part of his character. Before we go, I want to quickly compare this to the mini racer version they re-released, basically giving us a look at what a potential Thailand, not Stanley Days, Radiator Springs Ramone would look like. Honestly, they did a pretty good job. It's a little more orange and not as red. But for the most part, it's the exact same Ramone, just as a mini. Look at him, cute little guy. It's all the same details, even the pattern on the roof here. Now the back is more traditional purple. You know, purple Ramone is sort of the default. It is the first Ramone we see. Once again, I'm very happy to have this Ramone. Genuinely, like, it's so cool finally having another Chase and another Ramone. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this Ramone. I can't really say anything much more. It is just Ramone, but with a really nice paint job. Here's Acer, who I reviewed earlier today. Go check that video out if you guys want. But yeah, Ramone, you're pretty cool, man. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Hope you come back again, and I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.